it goes. This is the hangouts for the reptilian language. So I will bring up first my family. And then after that, one of the emperors, the Naga emperors in the Tamil Empire. And in case you can't hear him, just let him know. Oh, yes. This is Krastavik speaking. Who among us do you want us to speak first?
Greetings, this is Brian. How are you, my friend?
It's a we, not you. Our group of 60 people, that's why we ask.
It's that just choose one that chooses to come forth.
Perhaps our son might want to speak to you first. He is the new generation prince of our nation. May you now speak first, our son. Greetings, our guardians, my guardians, and those who are around me. My name is Ayhrakhthanda. Today I shall speak to you about the ethics of being a prince. Perhaps you and others may have not known what it means to be a royal, but I shall speak from my own experience. First, I shall tell a story. This is the story of my birth. First, I am the son of King Kartosh, whom you call, and Mother Krusha. It goes that my parents and are married. It's not anything that is very unusual to us Draconians, but it's specific to you humans. Long ago, there was a war. There were conquests. There were blood. My mother came from a totally different world from what you spoke. She came from a universe far beyond here. The fact is that she is born in a totally different universe. It's a very green planet, very peaceful. Has a lot of vegetation, lots of places to eat. But there's one thing that distinguishes her from her clan. She is the first of her kind to settle here in this universe, thus this dimension and density. She has settled here for thousands of years. But then the Draconians looted, burned, destroyed everything that She-Hulk desired. The militaristic group massacred the whole entire clan of people, leaving her and several others to live as concubines of the Draconian Empire. Yes, she is a hybrid dragon, a water type. Very primitive. What a torment for a woman to be taken as a concubine. They strip her of her rights. They strip her of everything she cherished. She was sold as a sex slave, sometimes beaten, hurt, abused. Verschwinde. But then there was someone in the empire of great respect for her talents as a royal, as a noble woman, beautiful slave. This is where our story shall begin. There is this one woman, her name is Crusher, whom you call Mother. She is presented to the king of the empire, whom holds almost 20 wives. She was a promising woman with great beauty of 1,000 women. She has tried that dance and wooed the king through her own beauty. At first, it was an attempt. He did not seem to always be interested. He wants power. Thus, she has spent the time to take another approach. Thus, she instead tries to woo the king by being approachable to him, building relationships. They wrestle each other to their finest abilities. It is then the king is very appeased by her power, by her beauty, that he finally got attention. It is then that through a battle of might, of wrestling, strength, and tumbling, that she has won his heart, and he has won hers. It is through such beauty and her own sexual desires they marry. It is then that I, Ayhrakhthanda, was born. Oh, I was born in such a heavenly place. Palace, tall as tall as buildings, skyscrapers, made of gold. Fruits and meat was plentiful. I am born under the care of many concubines. I was born among royals, among power. But then all of that was about to be taken away from me in just a couple of years. There was a war again, and this time we sensed bloodshed. We sense massacre among those who are not reptilians. They try to wipe us all out. My father was a brave man. However, such conquest was no avail to those who are draconians. There were too many resistance, too much anarchy. Among them were the angels whom you have worshipped long ago. They destroyed us all. Death was in our hands. It's right. Counting on our days, it knocks on our doors. We try to close such doors, but it could not avail. Thus the king has chosen to sacrifice himself. He has transmuted into his final form to actually unleash a power that can keep away the invaders. Their numbers are too great. We cannot ward them out. And thus the escape begins. I was just an egg, a golden one. I was carried in a basket, hide among caves to escape danger. My mother once had a guardian who was very brave to spare our lives. Our family was dispersed throughout the galaxies, throughout different places. She was into hiding, my mother. She goes into the cave and she spoke to one of our guardians. Oh, my dear guardian, why are you not hide with us? You are one of our servants. Why are you doing? What do you seek to do? She spoke. I shall protect you at all costs, my queen, concubine. You have bared from the prophecy of those who have scribed for the king that you shall bear a great son who shall be the heir to the throne. Thus I must protect you. You are my sister, my friend. You are everything to me. You must go now. I shall buy you time. Such a sad truth it is. Little did I know when my mother escaped. She was in tears, trying to hold me and say, son, I shall protect you at all costs. Someone has spared their life for me. That person is so daring. She died trying to guard the palace, and now she has given up her life defending the royal family. Thus, this is how I was born. The escape was successful. Thus, my mother marries to another man to continue on this lineage. She marries a man of the Council of Thuban. His name is Clonine. He is a noble man of determination, the man of wisdom, the man of discernment. He is. He has guarded our family from danger. I was born around 4 million years before your time or more. Far more than that, 4 billion. It was a time of hiding, of living a normal life. I too am like you. I go to school. I breastfeed. I get bullied. I get hurt. I know what pain is. Oh, it hurts when one of my kind has to destroy me and has to hurt me when I was in school. I was just a 5-year-old. Like 500 years of my age, of your time. That's like a 5-year-old. Oh, it was very painful. Being discriminatory, pissed off, treated like an outcast. I have nowhere to run but my father and my mother. All I can do is go home with bruises, scars, lots of things that I just don't seem to understand. Why, I ask? Why do I have to be under the regime of such tyranny? Why do I have to suffer under the hands of these people? However, as I get older, I start to understand my father was an elder. I'm the son of a royal. I didn't understand that at first. But before I even had that chance, when my mother took care of me, then there has been another massacre that is going on. There is a rebellion and anarchy towards the royal family from the militaristic group. It was a bad massacre. Almost every person of the Council of Tuban was killed. Very few of us survived, even the women in there. Some has betrayed us, sided with the militaristic group to form the alliance, the draconian alliance that is seen today. Terrifying, terrible. They took our people. They want to rule with an iron fist against my will, my father's will. Thus, I had to go into hiding. We were on a ship, ready to go. All I can look is the burning of my city, the blood on my hands, the cries of my people as I had to leave them behind. I couldn't bear such tragedy on my shoulders. My mother, all she can do is cry and just leave. I have to look back without crying. I had to shut my emotion away. All I can bear is in my heart. How could I ever help my people? I am grieved. All I can do is just go. Just go beyond my home. A paradise that I remember so much has been taken away from me. My father protected me by taking me on a ship. We had sailed for 3 days, 3 nights without food. All I can do is pray that I shall find somewhere to live. I just hope. I was hungry. Waiting for a sign. Then there was a sign. A pulsating blue light came to me. It turns out there is some of our kind that still lives in Orion. It is through the signal that we followed. And we have led to this universe from Alpha Draconis, 9 million light years away from Earth to Orion. A star named Betelgeuse. That is where I settled. I settled there with other of my kind. I did not go to school. Perhaps I did go to the public school like all of you again. But I had to learn a new language. Learn everything again. I had to forget about my language. Thus, such a big sacrifice for my family. I did went to school. Faced the same problem. I did go to homeschool, you might say. But there is another gift that my parents have given to me. My parents gave me the gift of understanding other people. They have built a relationship between me and the human race. Oh, I can recount so much great heroic story from your blood, from your humankind. Yes, I heard the story of Gilgamesh. Yes, I heard the story of Enki, of the great reptiles, of other humans that lived here. Yes, such great suffering as well. But there is hope. They taught me to have hope. Hope in a better future. Hope that people have understood. Hope that people shall become heroes. I have hope because I understood and acknowledged that humans have flaws. But they can learn. They can learn from their mistakes. They inherit the power of dragons and of all race. They can innovate. They have a choice. Mama, one year then she it was through such hope that I made a promise and a conviction till this day as I incarnated here in this vessel talking to you, that I shall lead the human race. I shall treat them like my siblings, like my people, just like they are my draconian fathers, mothers, ancestors, brothers and sisters. Thus, I took my chance. There is a council meeting between the royals and all of the surviving members of the Council of Tuban. As settles in Orion, we host a meeting in secret. We discuss about the plans to come to Orion, come to Earth, I mean, to help the human learn about the draconian race. To help build relationship. To help the humans grow and ascend to new heights. So that they can too be a bridge between us and the rest of humanity. Such a daunting task indeed. Not many have volunteered. Very few among my generations have raised their hands. Thus, I have taken my chance, along with few of my siblings. I stood up and said, I will be the one. Ayhrakhthanda, shall be the one who will help them. It is thus, through such strong mannerism and my conviction, that everyone is happy, that I have thought things through. Indeed, before I even made my decision, I have thought things through. I shall help the human race, because if no one willing to help them, who shall be their fathers? Who shall be their brothers and sisters? It is I who came down, who gave up his own throne, gave up everything to be with the human race. Thus, a lot of my parts has been dispersed throughout different galaxies, universes. And therefore, I am now here with you as a Draconian, as a human, as a fellow human. Therefore, one of the things that I want people to understand about my teachings is this. There is no success without sacrifice. There is no success without sacrifice. Through sacrifice, it shows my dedication, my commitment, my oath to the Empire, and my oath to you. Thus, that is why I am here. Thank you for listening. Krastavik is finally back as we are speaking to you. Is there any other stories or anything else you want to speak to us as Reptilian? We are waiting.
Yes. Hello. How many years I had when I died?
Perhaps you are a Draconian yourself?
I don't know.
Are you asking about this lifetime? How many years you can live?
No, how many years I had when I died in this incarnation?
Perhaps you are asking about your number of years to live here. We choose not to give you the number, but if you desire 80 years,
Yes, thank you.
You got to know that the number of years you live is based upon your choice. You are the one who are the master of your years, of how many years you can live. You inherit our intelligence. We are the ones that can show you the way to immortality. We cannot take it in your hands. Perhaps some of you want to ask about the story that our son just spoke about.
Yes, I've came in a convenient, so to speak, way that as I was listening to part of the story, I sensed a similarity between the guardian and me.
Are you talking about the Guardians?
No, one of the guardians that, or the protector of the queen that gave the chance to escape.
Perhaps you are talking about our emperor.
Yes, he said that he took an oath, so to speak, and he during the time of the downfall of that time when he was before born as a golden egg, but the queen ran, how you'd say ran, but ran, but
We shall speak again about this issue. This is what our son spoke about. This is what I, as Ayhrakhthanda, has spoken. The guardian that was guarding the gates. She has passed away. She is the one that has, yes, taken an oath to protect the king. However, it's not the same as I, as the prince. I have a different oath. It's something I create as the prince.
oh, okay. But the person that I was referring to was a reflection of that being that's parallel to me, and I sense that.
Who do you speak about? There's many of us. There's the red dragon, who I refer to as my father, or you can call him the emperor. There is me. I am the white dragon in the golden egg. I'm also the green giant dino lizard. I'm like my mother in every way. Who do you refer to?
I refer to the guardian that was protecting the queen.
Ah, yes. How is it similar to you?
Because of the devotion and commitment, and because of that, the energy began to connect, in a sense, in where you
Yes,
lived in
that
your
is
universe.
because you are one of the people. Many of the felons has been hired to be guards for the reptilian royals. Many. Perhaps you are one of them, that's why. Perhaps you have seen the caregiver, one of the royal servants. who has taken care of me. Perhaps you want to know about the story of Krashiva, your wife,
Yes.
how she has met you.
Yes. And out of that, I've sensed that I've met a tragic end to that.
I am Krashiva. Let me tell you all about my story. About how I came to serve the royal palace. I am related to the queen. There are two queens, not one. There's many. The king marries a lot of women. I am Cressonia's sister, biological sister. Perhaps. My father is someone who has incarnated here on Earth. I shall not reveal to you his name. My ancestry was a dark one. My grandfather, my dad's father, you might say, has betrayed us. He has been a dictator, a tyrant of our kind. He manipulated my father's genes to the point where he was not even a dragon anymore. There's so many intermixed. He's an energy being like all of us. But then he has been genetically manipulated for the greed of my grandfather. He was sent to war, was fought in many battles. Sometimes he won, sometimes he lost. However, there is one person who has changed his life around. He has met this person in battle once. She is a feline. Her name is Siadna. Siadna Siala. Her name is that. That is my mother. My father, when he was at war, he actually met her on the battlefield. At first, they were about to fight, but then before even there was a bloody fight broke out, she swayed him to try to woo my father into marrying her, into spend some time to understand her people, to understand the soldiers, the needs of others. It is through such wisdom and such touch of hearts that he married her. She knows that he's a wonderful man. Thus, it is through there I was born. However, because my father has such a bad tantrum, tries to win, there's a conflict between him, his ties with his wife and his father. Such conflicts had led him to lose his temper, has caused him to revert back to his old ways. He lost control of everything he desires. He became extremely violent in home. It is through there that I and my mother has to run away from home. When he's at war, when he's away, we couldn't even talk to him. But then it was tragic. My mother actually divorced him. She had enough of him. It caused him to felt regretful. So much sadness pours out through him. He has lost something that is so valuable to him. He not only that enrages him, but also saddens him. He has no choice but to rebel against the empire, rebelled against his father, and thus our empire descended into chaos. Everything was taken away from him, his title, his home, everything. But the good news is that through his rage, his father was gone. And therefore, it allows Kartosh, the new emperor, to rise in the place. But even that was short-lived. Therefore, upon growing up, I met Crestonia. She is a wonderful woman. I was hired as a caretaker. Yes, sweetheart, I am a very good caretaker. I have compassion for children and for the royals. She is a very nice woman. She housed my mother and I. Sometimes the royal family lets me live in their homes. When I have nowhere to run, it sparked a brother-sister, a family relationship that lasted for lifetimes. I never forget that. It is thus through there that I follow through to help whatever the family needs. It is through there that I have met my husband. There was just like how my father has went through the same thing. The felons were here. There was a man who is my husband, who has also chosen to want to become a god. But somehow, because of the fact that he has allegiance with the Lyrans, there was a war going on. We did not want to deal with it. We stayed very neutral and under radar about this. But then I secretly found something attractive about him. It is thus that I sometimes had to go out of the house to go and see him, to see his family, to see who he is. But because he was a guy that resembles very much like my father, like my mother, who promotes learning to think and establish relationships, appreciate the odds. That's why I have married him. Although, of course, there are some bloody moments where I just couldn't always handle him, like being lazy. Just not one of my qualities. And thus, that's how I got married. How do I know Ayhrakhthanda? I was his caregiver. As a servant, but as a sister, I always look after children of the royal families. Sometimes they bear many. We couldn't count. But I was a very good caregiver, especially for Ayhrakhthanda. He is sometimes a mischievous child sometimes, but he definitely is very creative. He's like me. He loves all sorts of things. Sometimes he does. He's overly ambitious. But that is how I fell in love with him as well. As a son. Thus, he has inspired me. And the royal family has inspired me to actually have children of my own. And therefore, that is how our family became it is to be. This is the story of my life. I shall now let the royal family speak to you. We are back. So now we can take some questions, and perhaps you still might want us to speak in our language to you. We can sense so much silence. Perhaps you all have understood the stories?
Greetings.
Greetings, our child.
This is Ayhrakhthanda's sister.
Christy, isn't it? Or is this Hild?
Hilda.
You are counterpart. Twin flame.
Yes,
Not.
your twin flame. How are you?
If you understand.
I have forgotten. I'm so sorry.
Just speak. Through your whole body you shall feel heat, and thus you shall speak our language very well.
Okay.
It's all right. Just let it out.
Maybe we should practice some first, word by word.
We just spoken. We are well, infinite, and powerful. We are living our true potential. That's what it means.
Okay. I see the red dragon and the green dragon are present there.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
The green one is Ayhrakhthanda's mother.
Yes.
The red one is his father, the emperor.
Yes. How? I was wondering. Since I'm your twin flame, the feminine side of the white dragon, your feminine side, you are the masculine, the sun.
Yes.
Yes. In some ways, this is maybe a little difficult to explain, but I feel like the sun is my little brother in so many ways. It's like I have to protect him in some ways.
Yes. Are you asking about protection for our son?
No, not protection. No, he's not in any danger. I mean protection, because there is a lot of people who don't understand that he is not actually negative. He can sounds negative sometimes, and not everybody understands that. So I feel that I need to protect him in that way, so he can teach easier. You see?
Perhaps you sense a desire from us. Maybe we shall relate that to him. Oh, thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome.
You might be a little disturbed about what I will say about you. You are pretty attractive,
Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you.
In fact, you do remind me of how I am and my father.
Okay.
Oh, yes. We sense the Tamil king has something to offer to us. And he has a poem that he might want to speak to you guys. He is an emperor. Let us introduce to you.
Yes, thank you.
He is King Emperor Ayhrakhthanda. He is a king of the emperor, among the emperors of the Tamil Empire in South India.
Yeah.
He's a Naga.
Yes.
Four-headed Naga, standing 80 feet tall.
Correct.
King Cobras. Very powerful man.
Yes.
And he has came with his people and his servants to participate in this.
Is this the king, that visit me?
Yes, my child, our child, what is it that you want from us?
Oh no, I am just, I am supportive, and I am also, of course, curious about how I have, changed with all, aspects and everything. But since I am the twin flame of Ayhrakhthanda, and I also had a visitation by a Naga. I sent that to Andy, and he explained that.
We have came to you a day prior to this hangout.
Oh, okay. I think I felt that.
Every single time when he starts a hangout, when he hosts a meeting, a synopsis, like symposium, let's just put it that way, because we are like old ancient civilization. We
Yeah.
go by the language that is old in you.
Mm.
When he holds something, we always come early. That is a manner of the royal family. We prepare things. And yes, you have sensed our presence.
Yes.
The king is here, and he wants to speak. Yes, Sesana. My name is Sesana. I shall speak to you in my tongues. I am there. I shall now speak in English. I see. I have spoken that our kingdom is vast and great. Blessed are thee who have lived the life of a king. You may not understand your abilities, but the new dawn shall open you up to this new place. This year of 2016. Upon entering this golden age, may you all live like kings, queens, and royals. Trust your people. Treat them like your family. And all shall prevail. Trust is within your reach. That is my teaching to you all, as King Sesana of the Tamil Empire. Engage in the arts. Learn what is philosophy. You shall become a great king, a great royal, a great ruler if you know how to engage in philosophy. If you understand the nature of the principles that is surrounding you, enlightenment shall be in your reach. Thus I have spoken this wisdom. May I now enter the circle as a member of Krastavik. We are back again.
Welcome.
Perhaps we shall take now questions.
Yes.
I will
Have you finished? I let you go ahead. Shina, have you finished? Okay. Why you didn't had weapons?
It is
On
still with our son. It is right beside him, right here. It is hidden from you. We are aware that you are all on your computers. Whatever is going on our end, we know that you are seeing that. Our consciousness with our child is one. We can see. Perhaps our son shall read the questions to us in some places. For it seems like there have been many questions, but we need to know what is the energy.
I have some questions from the YouTube chat. You want me to read them to you?
That is fine.
Okay, the first one is from Emmanuel, and he says, do I have any connections with the dragons?
We can sense a black dragon in him. Who is your father, Emmanuel? Or your parents? We sense that it's not us, but you are definitely among the descendants of clans of dragons. But you're not one of the royals. Perhaps you are one of our people.
Okay, and then I have a question from Bianca, and she said, do I have any messages from Crestonia?
We shall bring Crestonia to you, Bianca. Our child. Her twin flame. Oh, my name is Crestonia. Oh, my child. I don't know what to teach you. I don't know what to say to you. When I don't even know what you want from me. I thought that I have taught you everything. You are a part of me. I trust that you know me, that you will sense me. Or perhaps you want me to teach you how to get in touch with me, isn't it?
she had a message given to her from another channeler saying that her and Crestonia were in celebration in astral, like a reunion and like a party or ceremony that they were going to.
Yes, my child. It is a ceremony to get to see a part of me grow. Oh, how much I miss that side of me so much. I know that I'm so old, and a new part of me must be born. That's why I celebrate. Of course, I never get to see my own children. I desire to have my own children as well, but sometimes giving a part of myself is sufficient. There is a reunion indeed. And yes, how much I cry because of it. May I now retreat to the circle?
Okay.
I
I have a
know.
couple more questions.
You mean for me, my dear?
No, just the general questions.
We are back, Krastavik.
Okay, and this is from the YouTube chat. It's from Shailin. I want to ask what they intend to teach us about them and if I have connections with them.
Since there are so many of you ask about our history, we shall teach our history to you. That's why we try that. We are aware that you want to know about us from the start. That's why we decided to do this challenge session so that you may learn about us. Our family history. This is Krastavik shall speak to you in the collective consciousness. We, as a family of royals, stems all the way back from the beginning of creation, when the first dragon was born. Out of his own self-consciousness as source. It is through his own realization. His name is Shiana, which means the one. Shiana has spoken. It is not good for me to live alone. I shall have a partner to be born out of me. The I and the partner shall be equals to create a new race. Thus, through his own intention, he created another dragon, a female, just like him. It is through that reunion that the first sexual intercourse was born. It is through that reunion in the void that borns the 100 dragons. Thousands. There's 115 of them, representing the 115 clans, forefathers of the dragon, reptilian, draconian race. We are among the first and the second oldest of the 115 children. first one was the oldest. Our first emperor was the second oldest of the family. However, he exhibited a talent. The first forefather exhibit a talent like no other children. He not only can manifest, but he can live and lead the group towards manifesting a social structure that can help us all function like a family. During our early times, we were just partners. They were just equal. There's democracy, but then this is the first family. Through this first family, we intermarry with the oldest, who is the leader of all beings. It is through that first emperor spawns the second. The second spawn the third. The rest are families that goes about their own ways, live among different galaxies, different among voids, different places, except for two of us. We were the ones that stayed behind to govern this place. Some of them live elsewhere. Some of them become guardians. Thus, the first dragon society was born. The emperors. We were chosen by our abilities. Our ability to learn. Our ability to rule. Our ability to discern. Our ability to navigate through creation, to guide others, to be a father of others, to be the leading members. Thus, we have proven ourselves through duels, through fights, that we have become who we are as kings. That is the story of our first fathers, who became the first kings. Life was very hard in the void. Very hard. Not many survived, but when they did, they become great people. Generations later, Kartosh and several others became the new emperors that has begun a new cycle of peace. We used to live in war, but now all that is about to change. We used to also live in peace, but we lost that in our early times. Like later on, because we had to fight against the angels. War has taught us one thing: we cannot trust all people. Therefore, that's why we ended up speaking the way we speak. Thus, our message is this to you, that we apologize if you do not seem to see us very nice like that. We are learning. At least if you can accept us for who we are. And our descendants as well. Then we are happy. Even our descendant race sometimes follow our leads, you know. From the birds, carrions. Perhaps you never know that even the felons are made by us. We gave them our genetic, but they lost a lot of abilities. They don't realize it. That's why they develop fur to keep themselves warm and And it's very, very different for them. They got overly emotional, therefore they lost their ways. The birds, they are rebellious. They want to have their own freedom. And now they're not even faring off very well. The only group that really showed strong success are the Draconians, the dragons, and those who are made by Draconians outnumbered, and we reproduced by mass. We grow, we succeeded, we conquered, we take. It's never because we wanted to cause wars. It's because we need to survive. Our family of 15 people, who do you expect to feed that much with just an itty-bitty piece of meat from your human race? That will not feed us sufficiently. That is why we got to do what we got to do. That's why our children act that way. We tried our best to live and to feed off of whatever we can that is valuable to us. But other than that, we are the few people, the emperors, that really do care about the human race. You are our latest descendants. And that is why we are here. We're happy to see you all as children. Whoever has come to us.
Shina, go ahead. Shina, ask your. Okay.
I have 3 more questions in the YouTube chat if you'd like me to ask, or if y'all want to continue on here. Brian hasn't asked his question yet.
Yes. Brian, the Syrian reptilian that we are very familiar with long ago. Our son has talked about. May you speak.
Maybe he stepped away.
You are still there, Brian? Perhaps we'll get back to him later.
Okay. Okay, now, and this is
another person who have long ago asked our son about blood types. Rh negative, isn't it?
Yes, that's one of the questions.
We sense there's many diversity to that bloodline. The Rh negative blood. Are you referring to the white, the Caucasian Rh negative? Or are you talking about the ones that are Basque, ones that live in the Celtic regions? We are very familiar with Earth cultures sometimes, and especially the major ones. You must show us, what do you mean by this?
The question was for Alpha Draconius. The bloodlines is linked only with the Alpha Draconius from El Warrior.
In many ways, it is ties to Alpha Draconians. There is a linkage. Mostly to Alpha Draconis, because it is a reptilian blood. What is Rh negative? Perhaps our son has shown it to us that is from monkeys. Those slaves that we made. The RH native blood, it basically means that you have absence of monkey's blood, characteristics of monkeys. If you want to know about your origins, it mostly came from the Nephilims. Nephilims, giant humans. These are descendants of the Draconians that made them. They are the humans that were made by the Anunnakis, by Enki himself. They were very, very self-conscious, just like their ancestors that made them. However, there was a rebellion going on where they want self-consciousness, they want freedom. And so they got their freedom. They roam around the earth in search of food, just like their ancestors. However, their numbers are so great and they're big in numbers that people want to massacre them. Thus, they have no choice but to go into hiding. But those who remain behind intermingles with the humans that were made by slaves from Enlil. These are the regular people. Some, only very, very, very few of them left here on Earth. It is through such intermingle, along with some humans, the RH negative humans are born, originally from Nephilims. These are descendants of Anunnakis. Anunnaki, especially from Enki and Enlil, both are Draconian, both sides. And these guys are descendants of dragons. So sad that not many people know this. But that is what we can give to you. You may not believe it or not. Perhaps we can be wrong. But that is the best thing that we can give to you.
Okay, I have two more people asking on the questions, and then if anyone else in the room would like to ask.
Yes.
Okay, this is from Angie. She says, can you please confirm that I am in communication with Andy's mother or grandmother? And if she would like to continue speaking through me for the purpose of providing guidance to her son, Andy?
Angie, we can see that our member must really have trust in you. Krosha is a very compassionate woman. She's not unlike most of our members are very hard to channel. But yes, the reason why she came to you is because she cares about her son. Partly, but also to teach you. Sometimes we can't help but notice how you tend to fight our son a lot. We are very aware of you. If you cannot even accept our son, how do you accept his mother? How do you accept Krastavik? How do you accept us, the dragons? How do you accept the Draconians, the Council of Duban, the Naga kings? These are people. They're our families too, you know. We saw promising results in you, but not without you learning to get rid of your biases. You got to engage. You got to see who we are. As much as you really felt bothered, because to be honest with you, the greatest glory in the world comes with the greatest shadows. Cast the greatest shadows. If you can see through that, you have inherit a great wealth in you.
Okay, and the last question is from Leah. She asked, what is her connection with the Royal Draconians?
One moment.
This is from the messenger on Facebook.
Who is this Leah? There's so many of them.
Leah, she's connected to me. She's one of my friends on Facebook, and I'm connected with her in a lot of ways.
You mean by the name of Leah Wasserson?
Yes, that's it.
Perhaps you may have to send an image to us. We never talk to her very often. We don't sense any connections yet.
Okay. All right. And so that's all the YouTube questions and all the chat questions. If there's any more in the room, or if you'd like to speak any languages or anything like that.
You can try to speak in our native language. We know it's hard. We can send another person to talk to us.
Yes.
Our child again?
Yes. I like to talk to you. I wanted to ask you something, because you are the creators, and you know, this aspect we have, you know, of different kinds, you know. I was made, you know, an archangel too, you know, the Watchers.
They are not angels. The Watchers, Anunnakis.
Yes, they call them Anunnakis. I know.
They are our descendants, most of them.
Okay. So then, because I was thinking, if my family didn't, you know, like me, but they even created me in that aspect too, you know, that would be a little strange for me, you know. But there are different angels. You maybe mean different, that there are different types that you have been in war with, maybe, or something like that?
Yes, there has been some that we've been in wars with. Perhaps you have heard of the ones in the Galactic Federation of Light.
Oh yeah, I have heard of them.
Unfortunately, we don't ever admit this in front of you and others.
Yeah.
They are our former enemies.
Okay, I understand.
Yes, long ago, they are descendants of one of the angels.
So they were the disloyal.
Originally, yes, originally,
Okay.
they are like angels. A legion of this one particular dragon, particular reptilian who wants to rule the world.
Yeah.
They build an allegiance
Okay.
that has tried to take over the Council of Duban through such alliances like the Galactic Federation. They try to wipe us all out.
Oh.
Then they impose a name, a bad rap on us.
Yes.
By saying that we are the savages. They scapegoated, blamed upon us. That is why we are having problems. And that is why we were demonized. Those who are not in alliance with Enlil, those who are trying to free humanity by teaching them the secrets, by doing all these things that you have spoken about, but they have done it behind your back and have engaged with you guys, with your people. That is one of ours. We were all demonized.
Okay.
Treated like animals. That is because we wanted freedom for humanity. We had to teach secret so that they don't catch us.
Correct. I see.
The Galactic doesn't always teach you
No.
the secret things like this.
No.
We do. We do because we trust you.
Yeah. And from what I understand, I have been quite an aggressive at my time as the dragon. So I can see this, But I will ask you something else too. There is somebody who wonder about my witchcraft, and that I have the ability, but I do not practice witchcraft. But I have been told also many times that I do have the ability. Is that from my family as Ayhrakhthanda, or where do I have this?
You have practiced witchcraft long ago, did you? Perhaps this is a previous lifetime?
Yes,
Referring to this lifetime?
Yeah, not this lifetime, because I'm like people have some especially one person I have spoken to the son about her, which is in the Cabal. She has casted witchcraft to me, but it doesn't hit me. And the son was setting me free from this, and my mother, because my mother was the one who was getting hit. She was a very bad woman.
We we can see something very interesting.
Mhm.
That person was your mother somehow developed a hatred against you. She fears your power. So
Correct.
she believes she cast down a spell to almost like to ward you away from her, but somehow it didn't work.
Mm.
Instead, it came bounce back at her. And perhaps you were very angry that you took revenge on her, and that's how you got killed.
Oh.
Out of revenge for your parents. You know who cast that spell on you, so now you have to do it to defend yourself.
Mm.
But you got caught. They accuse you of witchcraft and they burned you.
Oh, they accuse me.
We are not surprised that you are like that. Our son is like that as well. You carry the essence of him.
Yes, I do. But
Sometimes he retaliates. That's very normal. But we have taught him not to. Instead, try to focus on what is it that you want. You are a powerful creator. You must create what you want, not what you hate from people. That is what we taught him.
yes,
Learns.
I think the mother has, reached me in many ways for many years, because when I have found out that the way to defend yourself many times is by, one can say, the best way to kill your enemy sometimes. And I'm not speaking of killing in, killing.
All right,
But
to speak such language, but
Yeah, but it's to do it with kindness, because then it's like they get disarmed. They don't expect you to to be kind, and you get more, you could say, more power, but in a positive way.
correct.
Yes. And I think that this is what my brother, I call him my brother now, I think that this is what he's trying to do. But he is used to this old system, so it takes some time. See? I think he will do very good.
Okay, I posted the picture for Leah on the chat box. If you could look and see her picture. There she's asking, because she has a reptilian spirit guide. His name is Zabar. And she was asking any messages or something from him to her.
Perhaps she must speak to the bar directly, because if we were to speak to him, he'll be frightened. We are very aware that many beings, many race of beings, when they see us, they frighten. You are brave enough now to see who he is. He's a friendly one, we can tell you that. If he wants to speak to you, he'll speak to you.
Okay.
Very
And
strong connection.
Emmy, do you have a question?
I was just listening, but if I guess if you can tell me anything about my connections to dragons or anything like that, that would be great.
We shall look into your records. Yes. Oh, yes. Now we recognize you. Are you a dancer in some way?
I do like to dance, yes.
You are indeed a belly dancer, and yeah. It's almost like a person who tries to woo the king in the palace. That's how we remember you.
Oh, I actually do like belly dancing, kind of, or dancing that way.
Right in front of our king a lot of times, and that is sometimes a little bit inappropriate. But we are fine with that. It is fine to treat your king that way. But as long as you do not try to win over his hearts over the women, you're fine. But you are definitely a serpent. Perhaps he did
Sounds
all the
good.
favor in you.
Hmm.
Is that right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Did you try to win over our emperor's favor?
Well, I don't remember, but you know, if it would be me, I was probably going for something. I don't know. Maybe I did.
Yes, we do remember that you really love to do such a thing. Therefore, you are hired to be the belly dancer. Okay. But we don't seem to remember, like, you aren't a committed individual to us.
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't seem to know anything about us? You only know that we have a king and you just came and do your job. You didn't pay attention. But we do know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the king's attention so that way he can give you a good shelter because your child was homeless, isn't it right, child? Our
Oh, that's interesting. And in what time frame was this?
This is around the time when you served our empire.
Oh.
Perhaps you love children. You have a son, but somehow he didn't survive. You were looking for a home.
Oh, okay. It's really interesting. I'm wondering if I have a dragon spirit guide. The thought of a Chinese one comes to mind, like the ones in the pictures, the white.
Are you a caregiver of children in any way?
No, but I do care for children.
You doesn't like to care for children. Yes, other than a stripper, we're starting to remember something about you.
Mm-hmm.
You are almost like a friend to our son.
Mm-hmm.
We hire many concubines, many people to take care of our son. You're one of those who tries to be friends with them.
That's good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, that relationship has built together that led to friendship, but it's not sisterhood. That's why you sense a connection to him. But right now, he is speaking to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Very
Someone has another question? Can I ask? something?
Yes. Who is this?
Katrina, Kina.
Yeah.
I would like to know for you the being called Cryon. Cryon. Who is Cryon for dragon people?
We can barely hear you.
Okay. And now?
A little louder, if you may speak.
Okay, and now?
Yes.
It's okay? Okay, I would like to know who is the being called Cryon for the dragon people.
The crayon?
Yes. Or Chiron.
Ah, Chiron. Oh. Oh. You're asking for Chiron's relationship to the dragons.
Yes.
These are more like death beings. There's a reason why on your Earth you call Chiron the one that carries the underworld, the souls to the underworld. He is a god. Yes. Many of the gods that you worship in ancient times are us. Oi, Chiron. He's dutiful man, but he's pretty pessimistic. We know very little about him, but his private life, just counting the souls of the dead.
Okay, thank you.
Earth. What a torment he is.
Can I ask a question for myself?
Yes.
This is Christy. Just wanted to know.
Oh, yes.
Just wanted to.
My child.
Hello.
Yeah.
Any messages for me from the family?
We have already teach you everything you need, our child. We know that you like to learn a lot. We told you before that you want to be a shaman. You have a commitment that really is very noble. All we can say is keep practicing. Live your life like shamans. You shall be one.
Thank you.
I have another question. How does we do to remember access to our memories?
For the first time, you asked something that we love to answer. We've been waiting to help you learn about the facts. How can you get access to yourself? How can you get in contact with us? First, have you ever went through dreams before?
Want to dream?
Have you ever dream or ever went through the dream state.
Yes,
That's
but
your first task.
okay.
You want to remember our past, your past. Look into your present habits. The greater habit will show you your past life, your ties. Your interests will show you. Your dreams, when you're unconsciously doing things out of habit, will say to you. It speaks like a servant speaking to his king. It will speak loud and clear. Listen to it. Everything shall be known. That is how you know your past life and your ties with us. The more you spend time with us, the more we will trigger up memories in you. And yes, it is very normal for any beings, especially for you humans, to remember your previous life ties with us. But it's even very normal, much more normal, that you are triggered when you are in front of our presence. You shall remember and you shall be activated. Even hearing our voices, we keep seeing over and over that you will find us.
Okay, thank you.
We sense that Ryan wants to speak to us, but so far he's been silent. Where have you been, old friend? It seems like things have died down. And our time has come. We shall now depart. We have given to you a lot of wisdom. May you use it well.
Thank you for coming.
All things shall return to chaos. Oh, all right.
Hi, Andy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, that's a lot of energy right there.
Yeah.
Like being channeled.
But it was good.
But I just hope that you guys actually had some understanding of my parents a little bit more. Although, of course, I was like waiting for Brian. It's like, where have you been?
Yes, I don't think he's here. Maybe something came up or something.
Okay.
So.
But at least for those of you who are watching, thank you for watching this Friday evening, and thank you for contributing your energy. And today, after channeling my ancestor, the sun came up very bright on my area here in Washington. But that is to give you a sign that their energy is still here. just hope that if you really are, that if you really want to learn more, feel free to subscribe to the channel and let or comment and to let me know like if you have any questions from my family, because they will be waiting for you.
Yes.